Welcome back to Be Seen. I am your co-host of Trailer Fiend, Joe Dove. This time I am Lord Dove. For the Halloween theme continues on To Be Seen as we dive into a film. Not just a trailer, but a film called Hellraiser. Ooh, so exciting. This iteration of Hellraiser we were very excited for, and then we saw it. And just like The Matrix, whatever it was called, there was a lot to be left desired. And it was very unfortunate because I was very excited for this and I was kind of hoping they were doing more of a remake. And they decided to do its own story, kind of akin to those straight to DVD Hellraisers that came out in like the mid 2000s, the early to 2010s. And I was like, ay. This version follows a recovering drug addict who is captured or chosen by the main villain in this, a person that kind of reminded me of Dr. Chernard from Hellraiser 2, and I was getting a Chernard vibe from it, and his plot device was kind of the same. He wanted the box. He wanted somebody else to open it so that he could get all of the rewards, all the pain and pleasure, and see where that world went. And he got obsessed with it and figured it out. And then he found some savant or drug dealer in this case to kind of get to the area of the world where he could finally open it. And he set up a whole thing to make her find it. And, you know, it came to the point where take it, it's yours. It always was. That's how the box gets passed. That's all I have to say about it. Billy? Hellbilly Deluxe.
Yes, I'm still here, and I wish I wasn't. I don't know why. I was so excited. I was like, I hadn't watched a Hellraiser in many, many years. I didn't see the 2000s ones. The last I saw was like when it was still going to theaters, like in the
Hellraiser 4 when they were in space.
I think so.
Every horror movie that we grew up with went to space, except for Freddy Krueger. But Jason went to space. Oh no! Michael Myers didn't go to space, but Amityville Horror went to space, and Hellraiser went to space. You know, it's like
I think the last Hellraiser I saw was Bloodlines, actually.
Oh, Bloodlines! Yeah, that's the one where they went to space.
It was because back in the day, like it used to be fun. I actually had an uncle that owned a video store, so I'd get like the screener copies of some of these things, and I was like, yes, I get to see it like right after it left the theaters, but before everybody else gets to see it on home video.
Oh wow! And here's a fun fact about Hellraiser.
Get to get me to relive some of that old experience and get to enjoy some of my childhood. No, there's no going home.
Fun fact: you know who was in the original Hellraiser Bloodline? Adam Scott from Parks and Rec.
Oh wow! I did not know that.
I know. That was the fourth film. That was Hellraiser in space. It was the last one to come out in the theater. Everything came out.
That was
straight to direct to
95 or 96.
Yeah, it came out in 1996, March 6, 1996.
Yes, I did get that 96.
That was good, man. That was good. Of course, I'm looking it up. It served as a prequel and sequel to the Hellraiser franchise, and it was the last one to have any major involvement with Clive Barker until the 22 reboot, which this one was, which is kind of weird that this one had Clive doing anything.
Yeah, if I had to compare this to anything that Clive Barker's done.
Oh, so Clive produced it. He didn't really
thank God.
Yeah, because it was like, that's weird.
I'd still say he's an Edgar Allan Poe fan.
Uh-huh.
And he wrote a sequel to The Murders in the Rue Morgue, where he had a monkey become so intelligent that it thought it was a man and went on the killing spree to basically try to replace somebody.
And
the monkey talked, which was not in the Edgar Allan Poe.
Hey man, you got to change it up. You got to modernize it.
This is so. If Clive Barker was in this, I would be like, "Oh, this is his talking monkey Hellraiser."
Mm-hmm. Well, what else did you think of the film? Like my highlights. Let's just go over some of the highlights. I think the biggest highlight was the box itself. It got a lot of screen time this time. It got different iterations. It manifested its own evil will. It started to attack the characters this time around, which I thought was pretty interesting. Um, I felt that the Cenobites got a really cool upgrade. The female Cenobite that had her vocal cords, instead of just like a little bit of her vocals, they really cut and stretched, and it made her look like menacing and messed up all at once. Here's an up close shot. They did a really good job with the practical
Yeah,
effects.
that's probably one of the best makeup jobs.
Yeah, I got there's highlights, and of course the priestess or priest by Jamie Clayton. I thought this version of Pinhead was amazing, very creepy. Like the cutouts of skin and the shapes that they made, the filleting of the skin.
Yeah,
very interesting, and the voice was cool. Like everything was great for the Cenobites. The
oh yeah.
Cenobites were crazy,
Also, can we put
even
up
the
a picture
silly
of
ones.
well, that's a good one, but
So like the
let's
silly Cenobites, you're glitching again, Bill. Um, these guys are kind of like, okay, what, and then the doll one, I thought this was messed up but cool at the same time. But
that's the one that gets stuck in the door.
yeah, that the way they killed them too was kind of silly.
Yeah, but
But
I like the one with the respirator that got the woman with the oxygen tank. That one was probably, other than the vocal cord one, that was my second favorite I mean, like a special effect. That one, that respirator suit, that kind of iron lung type thing with the sounds and everything. That was like one of my favorite parts of the movie, which there are very few and far between. I was like, I want more Cenobites, and also the acting in this is terrible.
yeah,
I
I don't
was
know what
I
happened there.
didn't want any of the characters to make it out.
Yeah, I mean, the worst of them was the main actress, and they gave her that 80s vibe, curly hair, to kind of give us a Christie feel.
Yeah,
And I was
I didn't know,
and
is this supposed to take place in the 80s or is this supposed to be present day?
I don't know, the way they're dressed. I mean, he kind of looks like he's in the 90s. Like that coat's very 90s-esque. I don't know. And this was like a big 90s thing, the sweat hoodies. I mean, it doesn't really have a time period. That's another thing that's kind of hard to read, but especially this chick, she's like the drugged out Kirsty, and I really thought that they were doing like a remake, because based off how she looked, I was like, oh, they're gonna do a full remake. This is gonna be really interesting. And then you get to the film and you find out that these actors are just awful. Even the bad guy, who I've seen in a couple other films, the main villain of the movie, who tries to get everybody to do his dirty work so that he can get to see what's on the other side.
I forgot, what was a good thing he was in recently? I thought it was in The Boys.
Was he in The Boys?
Yeah, I just was hoping that you would have said that, so if I needed fact checking.
We do real time cast check. His name is Gordon Viskenchik, and he is known for ER. He was in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. He was in Elektra. He was in The Beginners. And then, yes, he was in The Boars. He was Alistair and Dada. Yeah, he's got some pretty decent, like, films and shows under his belt. It's just, I guess
of course, he also has Elektra, the Jennifer Carter movie. So
yeah, which is awful. You can't give him a full pass.
Yeah, I can't give him a full pass.
So he belongs in this film. But Hellraiser Pinhead in this iteration was played by Jamie Clayton, and that actor was in a show called Sense8, which I absolutely loved. And that got the short staff. I don't know why that came to such a screeching halt, but they did get to wrap it up in a movie, which wasn't too bad. Very cool concept, and some of the stuff that they did in this Hellraiser was a cool concept, but it just fell really flat with all the human side. When you're not rooting for the human characters, you got a problem. And in my belief, I don't know. Maybe what do you think?
And I just lost track. I couldn't even keep track of their names because I was like, I don't care. I honestly don't care.
Yeah.
Just please, victim number 1, victim number 2, cannon fodder.
Yeah, but please. The hero.
Yeah, it was like, please just end it. End them all.
It's amazing. I've seen this is twice that I've got hyped up on trailers and I've got let down, where the trailers were so good. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back and watch the trailer and think that was the movie.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is like one of those ones where we're like, this trailer is so awesome. I love this. What did I just do? I've chosen
lost.
poorly. I've chosen very poorly.
Yeah. You have chosen poorly. Yeah, that this movie was just something left to be desired. Anything else you want to leave the people with? What are you thinking?
If you saw this movie based off of our recommendation for the trailer, I apologize.
So sorry.
I am so sorry for you.
So sorry. Oh my God.
This is our bad.
Yeah.
We are taking accountability. We will never recommend this movie again.
No. Oh man. So we've got other movies that we're going to be diving into, including other horror films that are out this year. We're going to do Halloween Ends, probably in a week or two. So come back for that. Make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so that you can get all the wonderful things that To Be Seen has to offer. Even poor advice on movies to watch, like Hellraiser. And make sure you let us know what you think of this Hellraiser. Are we overreacting, or are we, valid in our critiques that the human characters were so poor that it really brought the film down, but the Cenobites were cool for the most part.
Yeah,
and
they looked awesome.
Were the highlight of the film, especially Jamie Clayton. I think Pinhead in this iteration was really cool. They did a great job. Do you wish they had more leather, like that patent leather that the original Cenobites had? Do you wish some of that was available?
I kind of just wish I got more screen time in general. There's a lot of the humans and a lot of chains, and not enough of the humans on those chains, because I freaking wanted them all gone, every single one of them.
Oh, a lot of people got chained. Like that one guy, he was holding, like in the beginning, or all of a sudden,
I know. The chains got more screen time than the Cenobites.
Yeah, that's true. Because the chains were coming out everywhere, and you didn't see Pinhead. It was just chains grabbing people.
Yeah, it's like, wow, I might as well just call this Hellraiser Chain Link. What the freaking hell? I was just like, just show me the Cenobites. I don't give a crap about these humans.
I was also disappointed
about these chains.
I was also disappointed they didn't get any cool one-liners like, "We'll tear your soul apart," or just some of the things that Pinhead said that were iconic. They didn't reference at all.
Yeah, I mean, I've known that Pinhead's been cool, and then he's also been turned into a punchline. Like, I remember that they had Pinhead hosting an MTV Spring Break show back in the day.
Wow, I don't remember that. Doug Bradley, or just somebody?
Doug Bradley was when they were promoting one of the Hellraisers. They actually took over Spring Break, and during one of the beach competitions, losers would get tortured by Pinhead.
Yeah,
that was more entertaining than this.
Yeah, our friends at Bound Nights into Comic mentioned something really cool that I wanted to bring up. They do a pros and cons score to rate the movie, and this one got a 5 out of 10, which I can understand. But the note that they left is the puzzle box is basically just a transformer that shanks everybody.
Yes,
and that's so on point. It just even the Cenobites, once they touched the Cenobites with the puzzle box, they went back to the dimension. So if the puzzle box was the real MVP of this show.
I think we're good. We
wish we got our time back.
Yes, I regret. My lamentation is that I watched this movie.
But I tell you, they could start a new genre. I'm sure a lot of people watch this, so I'm pretty sure they could really restart the genre with this and get better writers. Do that, or remake part 2, or there's just so much.
Yes, do something better with these characters, because the actors weren't. I mean, the Cenobites weren't.
The Cenobites, use the Cenobites.
Yes, I'm specifying the Cenobites, because don't bring back the junkie. There's only 2 survivors from this entire movie.
Yeah.
And actually, wait, I'll give one thing. Only bring back 4 of the Cenobites.
Yeah.
There are 5 Cenobites.
Yeah, this one that got stuck in the door, let him stay in the door.
Oh, that's not even the one I was saying to leave out.
Oh, really? I think it is.
Okay, maybe bring back 3 of the Cenobites and leave.
No, not that guy.
Okay, maybe 2 of the Cenobites.
Bring back this one.
Bring back this one, the respirator, and Pinhead and his fix.
And
Those
that's it.
three.
Yeah.
Don't bring back the. Anyway, can we give the spoiler or?
Yeah.
Okay, the bad guy becomes like a last Cenobite.
Yeah.
Don't bring him back.
No, he was silly.
Don't bring back the flat guy, and
Mm-mm.
don't bring back the one that gets stuck in the damn door. Bring back the one that looks like the bad guy from Hellboy, like the one that had like the gimp suit with the respirator and the oxygen tanks.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That one was cool.
Yeah, and they need to bring back the leather. That was a cool look. I mean, it would really. I think, if there wasn't Hellraiser, you wouldn't have got 50 Shades of Grey. It's an odd connection, but I think it's 100% true.
I mean, 90s always loved the leather stuff, and this was in its heyday in the 90s and late 80s. So
yeah, that was the highlight.
People are going back for that nostalgia.
Yeah, they sure are.
Give them back some of that stuff.
Give them what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up. I'm Joe Dove. With me, as always, Hellbilly Deluxe. Like the Rob Zombie, which I think
dig through the ditches,
burn through the Hellraiser movie. Yeah, and then don't forget
slam on this movie
because we got to jump in the back in our Dragula to get away from it. Oh, so bad. Follow us on all our wonderful socials to be seen. Spectrum Sancto for Spectrum Sanctorum, our sister channel. Check out Lewis or Brandon because Billy doesn't have socials. And then our good friends in Australia, Pop Culture Spread, they just dropped the Creed trailer. It's very fun. Movie looks amazing. Those guys are always doing something fun. And their retro trailers, which I'm sure the original Hellraiser will pop up at some point because I'll ask for it. Until next time, I'm Joe Dove.